Dear students, myself Dr. Sheikh Pratima, Ahmednagar Jilla Maratha Vidya Prasad Samajat, New Arts, Commerce and Science College, Ahmednagar. Demand analysis is the chapter 3, A part of microeconomics of class 12 as per your economics textbook. This chapter is an effort to analyze the concept of demand. Demand analysis is concerned with consumer behavior. Before we have to start subunit law of demand, we're going to discuss what is demand. Demand means it comprises of three things. It means desire, it means ability to pay, and it means willingness to pay. How three meet or how they interconnected? Let me know what do you mean by term demand. When you desire buy something, when you want to buy something, when you wish to buy something, that is called demand. But just want, just wishing to have something will not fulfill the demand. Basically, we know the demand means it comprises these all three things. First one is desire, second one is willingness to purchase, and third one is ability to pay. Desire means what? Desire means an urge to have something. In economics, demand means a desire, which is backed by willingness and ability to pay. For example, if a person has the desire to purchase a car but does not have the purchasing power, then it will be simply a only desire is not demand. We know the maximum commodity we want to, but the only desire cannot fulfill your demand. The first step is you have a desire to buy something. You have the ability to buy. Means you have the money or the resources to buy the something. So the demand means a desire which is backed by willingness and ability to pay. So what is the meaning by ability to pay? It's depend on your purchasing power. Means the consumer's purchasing power. Like consumer's income. For example, a beggar's desire to have a lunch in a five-star hotel. Okay, he cannot become demand for he has no ability to pay because he never earned some income. So that's why we never say that the beggars has created the ability to pay. Then second is willingness to buy or purchase. Means what? It means the consumer should be ready to part with the money. For example, Miser's desire to own car would only remain desire, for he lacks the willingness to part with money, means ability to pay. So the demand is basically it's a relative concept, means it's related to time and most important it is related to the price. Basically, demand is depend to the consumer's purchasing power or money. Before we will start the law of demand, you have already studied the demand schedule or the concept of demand. We know that there are two concepts. First is the individual demand, second is the market demand schedule. Okay, you have already these all things studied. So you have to discuss the also the demand curve. Then the types of demand. There are five types of demand. The first is the direct demand, second is indirect demand, third is complementary or the joint demand. Then fourth is the composite demand and fifth is the competitive demand. Then we have discussed also the determinants of factors affecting demand. Okay, these all topics we already studied, but we know what is the importance about. So let's come to the main topic, law of demand. We just discussed the statement in this law and the symbolically expression about the relationship between the demand and price. The law of demand introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall. We know the Alfred Marshall is a renowned economist. He is a Nobel laureate. His book's name is Principles of Economics in 1890. This law was explained the functional relationship between the price and quantity demanded. We know the Dr. Alfred Marshall's was explained the law of demand, and he has to express the two things. The price is change, but other factors it is constant. Then we have discussed the main point, the statement of this law. Okay, so statement the statement is totally explain the concept of demand, then the law of demand. Other things being equal or constant, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. In other words, we know the other factors remaining constant. If the price of a commodity rises, demand for it falls. And when price of a commodity falls, demand for commodity rises. It means it's an inverse relationship between demand and price. So inverse relationship means what? It's an opposite relationship. So first sentence of this statement is other thing being equal or constant. Means what? This law is assume some fundamental assumptions. We have already studied the determinants of demand, like the price, then income, price of substitute and complementary goods, then consumers' taste, habits, fashions, then the population, etc. But in this law, we assume that these determinants or the factors is constant, means only price will change, but other factors is constant. So this law is assume that situation. So that's why this sentence is most important. The other factors or the other the things being equal. Okay, so the law of demand which will guide you, which will help the process of the production, then what to produce, when to produce, and how to produce, and how much to produce. These all things guide the law of demand. So this statement is most important. This statement of the law will explain the consumer's behavior. So we have discussed the next point, the symbolically expression about the demand and price. Means how do you write to this law symbolically? We explain the relationship between demand and price. Dx is equal to function of Px. You have to see in your screen to that formula, otherwise the symbolically expression about the D and P. So the D means what? It is a demand, F means function, and P means price. The X is a commodity. You have to select any commodity which will like you. Symbolically, it is explained that it's a functional relationship between demand and price. Basically, price will determine the demand. Means if price falls, demand will rise, and if price rise, demand is false. In this lecture, we have discussed only the introductory part. But the next lecture or video, we also continue to law of demand. Due to online lecture system, we cannot discuss law of demand in one video. So that's why today we going to discuss only meaning of demand, statement of the law of demand, and the symbolically expression about the demand and price. So see you students. We again meet in the next video or the lecture. Thanks to all of you. Stay home and stay safe. Goodbye everybody.